This is everybody's day. This is everybody's day. Whosoever. I woke up this morning and I had a message from far away in Europe. God sending someone to tell me that thing that I put in your mind must be said. There is a sword I want to bring on a class of men, and you must bring down this sword. It must be publicized that a sword is coming and that sword will land. So I understand that there's a new gate that is opening to me in my labors. I need two things. I need faith to do what I've been called to do, and I need wisdom. There is a dark kind of wisdom that a man can begin to utilize in executing the deliveries of God, which is a wisdom that sifts the utterances of God of their substance. Are you with me? For example, the prophet Nathan had a very dangerous assignment. The king had misbehaved. That was then. And he needed to go to the king to tell the king, God is coming for you. But he was afraid. So he found out that when he got to the king, what he decided was to build a story. And the king as he was quick to bring judgment. That thing that this one would do to the man. And then he now said, you are the man. But there are other dark wisdoms that God sent you to tell somebody, I'm coming for you. You now say, God said that He's coming for somebody. It's still a kind of wisdom. Are you with me? But that wisdom sifts the utterance of God of its weight. It's dark wisdom. I'll show you my wife this morning. That we need to unlock Jacob. Yes, unlock Jacob in our generation. I may not have the ranking to speak to the generation above, but we need to unlock Jacob in our generation, because there's a strange wisdom that is called Jacob in the spirit that God must deliver us from. I'll do the building and I started meditating on it, but that wisdom must die if Jesus will thrive. It's the wisdom that how do I put it now? It's the wisdom that labors to please, so that a blessing can be connected in falsehood. So that if you were a father in the land and I wanted to inherit your wisdom, I will look for what massages your ego, even if God is angry with you. And I'm going to do that thing. Clothe myself in a garment that you like. Ensure that my smell is a smell that appeals to you, even though my true perspectives is different. My nature is different. I may not be in agreement with what you are doing. God may have convicted me that your pathway is wrong, but so that I can collect from you, I will clothe myself. Jacob, through his mother, knew what could please Isaac, so that a blessing can be corrected, and he was willing to mask himself in a nature that was not his, just to get. And God told me to say he's angry. I said it in Ilorin yesterday. The relationship between father and sons allows for God to speak from fathers to sons, and sons to speak to their fathers. That's how God has built it. Is somebody with me? Yes. If you feel if there's something God is doing that you don't understand, prayer allows for you to raise a concern, to say, oh God, I don't know what you are doing with me, and it is not dishonor. But people are laboring to massage egos so that there can be a getting. and God is angry with it. If Jonathan stays too long with Saul, he will fall when Saul falls, because the sword of the Lord will come upon the land. That's one of the things Jesus told me to say. We can please ourselves unto a blessing, but when the great one is angry, he's angry. Be careful what you align yourself with. Be careful who you align yourself with. When men displease God, don't line up with them. Men who displease God still have what to give, but be wary of being too close to a man that God is displeased with, because when he goes down, everything around him goes down. I'm saying so much. But this ego massaging thing that a generation has found is not godly. It is manipulative, and God is displeased. I will trust God in the coming weeks to show to you the dark wisdom that was carried out by Jacob, so that everyone who is guilty of it will walk away from it. Stop clothing yourself as Esau. You know, if you have a relationship with God, that God is no longer pleased with an Isaac generation. Don't be obsessed with a blessing as to become an enemy of God. That's something that God told me to say. Don't be obsessed with relevance and become an enemy of God. Standards in this kingdom are straightforward standards. And God, according to scriptures, is no respecter of persons. It's a rising movement in Nigeria, where on the grounds of honor we approve the things that God disdains. And we massage the egos of people who have gone south in their pursuit of God. People who are no longer upholding kingdom values, we massage their ego in the name of honor. God frowns at it. Remember, ultimately there are three sides in every battle, and three sides have emerged on the Nigerian Christian landscape: a father generation, a generation of sons, and God. We've blessed the name of the Lord for the fathers who have aligned with God, and like we raised a cry in the Lord yesterday, till they see Jesus, God will keep their feet from failing. Is somebody saying amen? However, there are those who have failed God, and if you have a relationship with God, you know that they have failed. You know that this quagmire that we are in, where there is no more king in the kingdom and every man does what comes to his mind, where the authority of scriptures is no longer the authority, and men with twisted interpretations are trying to apportion to us a pathway to travel. When you find people who have taken a position against God and against his word, don't align with them, because judgment is coming. Before this mess began, he spoke to us when we gave the declarations for the year, that all kind of strange obscenities will be heard in the name of error, and it will last for 9 months, and that by the end of the month of September, a sword will rest upon our land. May you not be outside the camp of God when the sword comes. Honor fathers, but don't bind yourself to the enemies of God. Is somebody with me? Okay. I'll bring a wider scriptural perspective in the coming weeks.